Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to who it goes to. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Brock, Tommy J. I need to turn off my phone. That'll
Hello,
drive me
everyone.
nuts. There's Mitch and Mark. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Mark made it here. What am I doing? Why is that doing that?
Bodo, how
All
you
right.
doing?
All right, let's move this. Okay. Anyway, what do we want to talk about first?
Get
Let's
out,
go.
ran in, knockout 10. That was in the
Hey,
cadence.
Bodo, how are you? Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Um, let's talk about the house since it's good news. Went there yesterday. He must have gotten he got some money anyway, the builder, and oh wow, my thing just fell. Um, they delivered a bunch of bags of the let me get this. There we go. Hopefully that stays. A bunch of bags of the top coat, like 100, I don't know, big stack of them. There was about 7 or 8 people there. They had built a bunch of the scaffolding on both the outside and some of the inside, and they had started on the upstairs, the smooth coat, and which was cool. So that was really nice. And then we met the cousin that's going to build the door, and he went by, and him and Nick Noy went over exactly what he needed. But he's going to need. He's getting some wood. He said he needs good wood, and he's getting it out of Bangkok, and it's 15,000 baht for the wood. He wants 10,000 to build it and put it together with the glass and everything. And the
Hmm.
glass is like 30,000. So it's about what I said. I budgeted 60,000, so it should be about right. So anyway, there's actual stuff going on. I'm going to go over there after we get done here today, and maybe I'll get some video of them actually doing something, which would be nice. Health wise, still the same. I'm still alive. Got up this morning, breathing, all that good shit. And what would be the next thing? Oh,
Hey,
Phuket,
Joe.
I guess. Hey, Joe, how are you? Um, what I heard is there was how many? This is all from Tiger. 1,324 people. They had they have 6,000, supposedly 6,000 that are have applied, and 3,000 that have been approved. So we'll see how long
Hmm.
that takes to get. So
Wow.
I tried to check this morning on how many infections they had, but I think they only had like about 8 or 10. And according to what the numbers, my understanding is if it stays below 90 in a week, everything will stay the same. If it gets, if it goes above that, then they'll start to adjust stuff. So I imagine it would work the same way. If they have real low numbers, maybe they'll open up more shit. I would imagine. So they'll probably let it go. I know I would. That would be what I would do. I'd let it go for a week, see what the numbers look like, how everybody's doing, and then slowly bring it up, see what happens. But um, so that's good news, I guess, for that. And I think that was all I had on my
Well, yeah,
besides the
happy 4th of
nuns.
July,
Yeah,
Independence
happy
Day
Fourth of
here
July.
in the States.
Yeah,
Today's the
that's right.
4th.
It's good that
Yeah, right on.
yeah, it can ruin your day when it. You're right, Brock. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
would.
sucks.
It would
I
ruin
can
my day.
imagine it would really suck
I was really excited. So
for a
was my
week.
wife yesterday
Yeah.
when they were working on the house. Man, she was on cloud nine.
Oh,
Um,
imagine.
but yeah, so it makes it cool. It looks a lot better. Like I said, I'm gonna come hell or high water. I'm gonna take some video today when I go over there, and at least let everybody take a look at what they're doing. It looks like I added 2 or 3 more electrical outlets and a couple of 2 more water where I wanted water because I want water where the refrigerator is going to go. I'm going to put in a filtration system coming off of the 1,000 liters in the back, and then I'll put in a separate filtration system just for the ice maker and
Hmm.
the machine. And I went through my budget, and
Oh,
it looks like it's going to be about. We got 2.3 into it now. It's going to be 3 million by the time I get done. I had to put about another 700,000 in it for the pool, pond, small house, concrete slab, carport, Buddha station, everything, and then anything, front door, that kind of stuff, all the extras. I added 2 areas for steps. I don't know how much that's going to be coming off the door, coming that I put in the kitchen, which is going to lead down to the carport, and also to the left would be the Thai kitchen, and that also the Thai kitchen I've got budgeted too. I want to try to make that kind of nice for her and her mom. Plus, it'll keep them out of my kitchen, so which is cool. So uh, yeah, so it was quite exciting actually. Like I said, been a while since I've gotten excited and not pissed off after going over there. So
It's an emotional
someone was,
roller coaster, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
I can
Can you
only
install a
imagine with
slip and slide? No, I got
the
a
language barriers
got a
and the
deep
whole.
pool though. Who was that? Oh, sorry, that was asking about a slip and slide. Anyway, there is a
Sure could
plunge
use one
pool.
here. It's hot.
Yeah, the plunge pool is going to be 3 by 3.5, 4 meters, 3 by 4 meters, I think, and it'll be about this deep. I don't know, 1.2 meter, somewhere in there. My wife she doesn't swim well, so she likes it if she keep her, be up to here on her and up to here on me. So, but I'm looking forward to that, jumping into that to cool off. Plus, it's going to be covered, which will make it nice. I don't want the sun beating on me. And like I said, I'm hoping to put in a pizza oven and a barbecue in the back. Would be nice, and a wood burning pizza oven at that.
That'd be
It all
cool.
takes money. If you got a whole crap load of money, you can do anything. It's amazing. Um, on July 4th,
Hello, Bill.
the actual Independence Day took place on July 2nd. Happy Independence Day. Morning, guys. Hey, there's retired living the dream. I just watched your video last night on the scooter, your 125i Click, excellent
Yep.
scooter. I watched that, and if you want to, do you want to try to come on again? I don't know. I never got it. I never got it rectified, but I'll put up the link, and if you want to try it,
Who knows? Is mine still echoing like it was before? Because we didn't make any changes.
it's not echoing, but I think you're a little bit behind. Let me
Oh,
put this up.
I was that way all through school, Dave. There's no need to, no
You
need
know,
to,
you used to rub it,
no
rub
need
it
to
in.
focus on it.
Oh, this is a long son of a gun. I never seen one this long.
I hear that all the time. Yes. Anyway, let's move on.
But yeah, that was interesting. He did a good video on that. I like his videos. Um, and you already put up his link, so because I have so many. I see. I'm going down. I'm going the wrong way. I was up to 480 subscribers.
Thanks, Gator.
Now I'm down to 176 or 178. I'm going the wrong way. It just keeps doing this. Lose one or two, gain one, lose one, gain one. I guess that's normal. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Is Andy finally here? Andy,
Andy.
how's it going, Andy? Uh, let's see. I know Andy was on last night with Tom, Digital Nomad, when I was on for a minute from the house. So Andy
Well,
actually got to see a
apparently I
little bit
slept through
about.
the notification.
Well, Les is trying. Let's try this. Let's
Oh,
try
that'd be
this
awesome.
again. Here we go. Wait, he just got up.
Oh, dude. Really, Joe?
What happened?
Awesome. 2020 Honda Advocate
Oh, really?
Twin.
Well, that's what he's going to buy when he comes to Thailand, right? Or he's already here in Thailand. All right,
Man.
here we go. Let's see. Let's try Les.
Wow.
Here we go. There we
Trial
go.
That's
version.
Trial version
trial
again.
version. Okay,
What the hell?
I'm gonna do a Google search.
Trial
No.
version.
Can we hear you? Go ahead and say something. No, can't
Trial
hear you.
version.
Trial version. Trial version. I'm going to click my. Hold on one second. I'm going to click my having
Trial
issues
version.
and see what it says. Having version. Oh, I got to email something.
Trial version.
What the hell is trial version? What is horrible
Trial
typer?
version.
P-R-A-I-L version.
Hmm.
Trial version. So it's a chat. Okay. Name. Please enter my name. Okay. Les, I'm in a chat with live support.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let's see what they
I
uh,
thought having
let's
me
see what
on
they
was a
say.
big enough ass.
Oh, hi there, he says. Dawson, how are you, Dawson? I'm talking to myself. I'm
Oh,
talking to the chat. He already came into the chat. That's pretty cool. How long did that take? 2 seconds? 10 seconds?
yeah, but we got to figure out how to get rid of that. Someone's got to know. Someone's had to have
He
encountered
said
this.
it's a chance, but I pay for it. And let's see if I can do this.
This is talking about OBS, but what the hell?
Go ahead and talk while I try
It's
to do
caused by
this.
another program.
And WH.
Hmm. Yeah, so this is a channel all about watching a couple of geriatrics trying to learn technology. There's either that or watch paint dry or watch the grass grow. Trial version. Trial
Oh,
version.
guys, I pay.
Try it now. He said he's on his
Oh,
iPad now. He'll give it a go, I think is what I just read. Yep, I did read that. Let me go back to this. I'm having the same problem.
okay. All right. Did he come in? No, he didn't come in yet.
Come on, give me the answers, people. You got all kinds of
I wish
discussion.
I could talk. I can't type. Oh, and only one person. Do not. Did he come in? I didn't see him.
Okay. Streamlabs keep hearing robots. They say over and over again.
Okay.
Tell you what,
Let's
I'll
see what
read
he's.
comments if anybody got any.
Let's know. We're actually gaining people.
6:12 p.m. here in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, sounds like a good watch. I think I'm gonna check out. There's a Thailand, up and coming Thailand vlogger. I'm gonna check him out if it sounds if I kind of like it, I'll put the link up for you guys. Okay, sound good?
Hey, Bill. How you doing? I can see you. You're behind my chat with us, but
How
now
are
it's not.
how's your mouth or teeth? The teeth don't heal because they're gone. But how are your gums healing up there, Bill?
Okay. Les is here. Let's try Les again. Here we go.
Morning.
Ah,
Any
it's
better?
working. Yeah, it
Oh,
doesn't
it's
say trial
working.
version. Yeah.
Okay, whatever it
Success.
did, keep doing it. Nice to see
Okay.
you, Les.
Oh, thank you, and you, Mitch, and you, David. We got there
Yeah,
in the
it's
end.
good. Yeah, good to talk to you.
Yeah,
This
well, this
guy's
is
still
like the
trying to get
iPad.
through.
The computer, it was just basically about 5 or 6 seconds behind whatever you said, and the echo was terrible. But the iPad
Yeah,
seems to
yours.
be working.
Yeah, yours is dead on. You're not. You don't have any lag or nothing. Looks
Good,
fine.
good, good.
This guy's still trying to figure out what's wrong, but I'm not going to talk to him. I'm going to move him down out of the way so I don't have to. So I don't have to look at him. But because I can't see. All right, let me minus him. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I watched your. Those clicks are amazing. Awesome
Oh,
bike. I had the P.
there are. I used to have a PCX, but I
That's what
sold the
I had.
PCX
I had
because
my
every
PCX.
time you got a puncture, the normal garages couldn't fix it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it
No,
had to
I
be
didn't have any
done.
problem. I drove mine all over, and I'm a pretty big guy, so I'm heavy. But I took it from Kamala to Phuket. I
Yeah.
mean, from Kamala to Krabi twice, and from Kamala to What the heck is that one that Badger goes to all the time that he's close to? I really Colac. Um, I think it's Colac. Yeah. No, not Colac, is it? God, I don't know. But anyway, I love that PCX. Then I sold that. I got the SYM. I just got rid of the SYM and I got the Forza 350.
Yeah, I've seen you for
'Cause-
the video. It looks very
yeah,
nice.
yeah, and I just ordered back box and the rack for it and a front and rear facing 1080 P camera system.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how all that goes. I'll probably do videos on that just to have something to do. But um, yeah, so I mean, I wanted to get a click too. My wife says I want too much shit. I said, well, I want all sorts of stuff. That doesn't mean I'm going to get it. But if it's going in the house, she's all for it. If it's something that's not for the house, she's not for it. She wants
Yeah.
the house done. But the house is looking good. I'm really happy. Thank goodness. I got to get I got to get some prices. I know we had talked before. We never talked, but I had texted you before about the carport. Are you put up against the
Oh,
family house
yeah,
to keep the sun off the
yeah,
building?
20,000 baht altogether.
And how big was it?
Uh, it was 3 meters wide by about 10 meters long.
Okay, because
So it was a good
you know what
size. It's
the
a most
builder
somebody that
in the
has a
back.
car.
Yeah, in the back, I don't really care too much what it looks like, because
Mm,
it's in the back of the house. But the builder, he's already pissed that I'm putting in the door that I'm putting in because
yeah,
it's not what he's used to. But he's also saying, well, I have to design the carport and the overhang because I don't want it. I don't want it to look ugly. And I said, well, if ugly is going to cost me, a half a million baht,
yeah.
or unugly or whatever, half a million, and I can get it done a little bit on the ugly side for 100,000 baht. It might be the little on the ugly side, but
Mhm.
he don't like that. He don't want to hear that.
Well, I'm
Uh,
fortunate. My wife's dad used to be a builder, so he's done all the building work at the house. Any work that we get done, he does it, and he's a
well,
perfectionist. And it's so good to see him work because
Hey,
that's
Tom.
awesome.
he's
I know you
really
see
spot
some
on.
of them. I got one buddy though that I met here that lives in. He comes on every once in a while, Bob, and he's a welder from the United States, and every time he sees the Thai people welding, he just can't handle it. He has to look away and can't. I can't watch this. I can't watch this.
Yeah.
But same thing as watching them, you know, walking around on wooden scaffolding,
Oh, yeah,
30 feet in the air, and
yeah.
it's. But hey, I don't know. I don't see a bunch of them getting hurt, although I probably would never hear about it. But
I
it's
remember
kind
in
of
my
good.
early days, I was in Pattaya in a swimming pool, swimming on my back, watching this man render on the 13th floor of a condo unit, stood on bamboo. No
On
safety
bamboo.
harness, just a bucket of cement and rendering the outside, and it's just wow. Just
Yeah, no lanyard isn't tied off to
oh,
anything, isn't
health and
nothing.
safety over here is just second to none.
Now, what are you going to do? I know that last time I think that we had text and I'll call it talked. You were deciding whether to keep the place in Rayong or wherever you're at, or move to the family
Yeah,
farm.
now my wife's farm is beautiful. The location is beautiful. It's in the middle of the countryside. The village where she lives is friendly. Her dad said he'll give us some land to do wherever we wanted to do with it.
Right.
Um, the welcome that I get from my family every time is amazing. But there is no foreigners there at all,
Nothing.
and
And where is
that's
it at? Where is it at?
it's
Or
in
close to?
Karat, near
Oh,
CQ.
Karat. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Karat.
where I did that video that I did in Karat when I just drove around filming
Mm,
all the stuff they make, the pots and they sell everything to buy.
yeah.
That's the biggest video I've got. I mean, it's not huge by any means, but it's gotten the most views than anything. And I mean,
Yeah.
all we did was just drive there, and I think it was, I don't know where my wife is. I can't remember, 2 hours from here. Correct?
Oh,
Does that sound about
from
right
where?
from Surin? From Surin, 2 hours, something like that.
Oh, I don't know, but But from us, from here to get to my wife's farm is 6 hour drive. So it's a long way
from Rayong
Oh,
from Rayong, yeah, to her wife's
to
farm.
Korat.
My wife's farm is 6 hours.
Okay,
But
and I think
it's a
it's
beautiful location.
yeah.
But
Safety
the fact
first.
that there's no foreigners to talk to, if it wasn't for the internet, it's hard going.
that's what
Um,
everybody asks me. They say,
but
why are you doing a
as long
live
as you're
stream?
busy, as long as you're busy, I think the time passes okay. But for those people who crave, company or the bars and things like that, it would be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Plus the
So what are
fact I
you
like
gonna?
the coast as well. I grew up by the coast all my life, and I'd miss the sea.
Yeah, I know. That's the way I am right now. I made the decision knowing that I wasn't going to be able to live by the water um,
Mm,
when I got with my wife because I knew that she was working for the government. She had a good job. She wasn't going to. Her mom and dad live here. If I did move anywhere, which TOT does have, places all over Thailand,
yeah.
um, and
Yeah.
so I could, but I'd have to move everybody,
Mm,
mom, dad, everybody would have to come with me, which isn't out of the question. I mean, you get
yeah.
me if I could move, but it's hard. She said to you have to just kind of put in for it, and then if it comes through, it comes through, and
Yeah.
maybe we might do that someday. But she's been there 20 years, and
Yeah.
she's got all her friends are there, and I hate to drag her away from that. So I told her as long as we can, she gets 3 weeks a year. As long as I can get my Jonesing out and maybe go to Rayong for a long 4 day weekend, 5 day,
Mm,
every couple of months, that'll probably suffice me for now, you know.
yeah.
And that's about.
I
We
did.
usually go to Koh Chang.
I did say to my wife, if we did move up to her house, I'd still want every 6 weeks to go away for 2 weeks, and
That's
that,
it.
that would be the trade-off.
Now,
Otherwise, it just
does she work or no?
no, no, no. She
No.
doesn't. She has her own market stall. She just started that up before COVID started.
All right.
Just for her something to do. She doesn't have to work, but she does it because she wants to do it, and it gives
Yeah.
her interaction with the other Thai people as well.
Hey, Gary. Yeah, it's
Hey,
it's
Gary.
like most of the expats that I've met are um, their wives don't work. So it makes it, like I talked to Foreigner Joe quite a bit. I met him once.
Yeah,
But like even the people that I haven't met, like Chuck and Paige, they all have their wives don't or girlfriends don't work, and
yeah,
it makes it nice. I could give her that option, and I have given her that option. She doesn't need to do it, but she loves
What
her
do you
work.
think, Gator?
She'd
Pretty
be
good.
she'd
yeah.
be miserable without
Well,
seeing her friends every day, and you know.
I mean, we've been together now for 5 years, and for 4 years she never worked and she never wanted to work, and then
Right.
eventually, being retired when you've got nothing to do, you've got to find something to do. And when I met my wife, she was happy that she didn't have to work anymore because she used to work in a factory.
Ah, thank you.
So I was working a long time. Then to suddenly not have to work, she thought it was enjoyable. And then you
Right.
got to that, I've got to do something.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
she started selling clothes at the market stall, and she loves doing that.
I'd like to find something that I could do
I
it
don't like
more
it
as a
either.
hobby than anything. I do the YouTube thing only because I like it. For one thing, it's fun, but
Yeah,
it takes up a little bit of my time, even if it's only, a couple 3 hours a day. At least that's
yeah,
a couple 3 hours a day that I can do it. And talking on this and doing this is my only. Are there foreigners here in town? Yeah. Have I met any of them? No. not not a one. And I've been here for a year and a half, but a lot of that time I was down being sick and in bed and
yeah.
couldn't get up and in the hospital. So
And doing
once
YouTube, it takes a lot of time. Just that little video probably took about 5 or 6 hours in total.
yeah, it all depends on how much time you put in. And now she doesn't want me to go out and video a bunch of stuff, so I have to
Yeah,
be semi creative or do live streams. And the easiest is to do live streams because I don't have to do much. But I'd like to, because I could have. I still haven't done an update on the koi. I still haven't done an update on the tilapia. And they're
yeah,
getting like yay big now. And I've never done a walkthrough through this house, and showed everybody this house and how much we paid. I think I've said how much we pay for this one. 8,000 baht, in case anybody's interested. Three
Yeah.
bedroom, 2 story, nice house.
There's a
Um,
lot
but
more interest now with for me for the properties for people because now Thailand's supposed to be getting open.
yeah,
People are looking at prices for houses, and I mean I focus on my budget is 50,000 baht a month. That's what we live on, and
right.
there are plenty of people with that type of income that want to live a better lifestyle than where they do. I know 50,000 baht gives me a far better lifestyle here than it ever would do in the
Oh,
UK.
most definitely. Yeah.
And
Same thing.
you might have seen the one that I did about leaving the UK and living in Thailand. Now, my last 10 years have been in the fire brigade. I dealt with the people going into prison, out of prison, and in between. And the
Right.
crime in the UK is epidemic proportions. It's ridiculous. It's awful. And the amount of comments I've got from America, Canada, Europe, all the same. Everybody feels exactly the same. The crime level's going up around the world. But here, crime is next to zero. It's so
I haven't
nice.
seen anything.
No.
I've never felt uncomfortable going anywhere. I've never seen any kind of real violence or anything, to be even weary of. Now, I'm sure that there's foreigners and Thai people alike that are just getting hammered and go beyond that point and, get a little out of line. But I've never seen anything that worried me. And I don't blame them. I mean, where are you going to go and live for, get a nice, even if you're just a single person, you know, and if you're not in, Phuket or something, and even like you said, like now, you can go find a nice 1 bedroom condo or something for what, for 5,000 baht,
Yeah.
with air
Yeah.
conditioning and, parking and everything. Because
Yeah.
I almost went to, I told my wife, I said, listen, this is what I want to do. I really like the Chuap Curry Khan and Hua Hin area. So I told her, but it's far away. But I told her it's so cheap. There was a place in Hua Hin called the Trust Condo, 1 bedroom condo, um, a half a block from the beach, real modern condo, and
Yeah.
for 10,000 a month,
Mm,
and that included the internet. You had to pay for your water and electric. So I said,
yeah.
for hell, for that, I'm only paying 8,000 for for the house. So I put another 10, 12,000 for that, including electricity, and I got a place to go if I want to go spend 2 or 3 days or a week. I can go there. Or if, let's say, somebody that I know said, "Hey, we're going that area," and well, here, use the condo. It don't cost you nothing.
Yeah.
Go use it. But she said, well, we could use that 10, 12,000 baht to go away every month for, a 4 or 5 day vacation. I said, all right, well, we can
Yeah.
we can do that. But I live on a lot more that I don't need,
Mm,
because I bring in usually between 90 and 100,000 a month, but I only spend 50, and we've got a pretty good life at 50, you know.
mm,
Uh,
mm.
but the extra stuff, especially now, I've been spending a lot on the house. A lot of
Yeah.
the stuff that I've been doing is out of pocket. Everything that I've done on the wall has all been out of pocket, and I think that's up to 85,000 baht, and I probably need another 50 to complete it with the gate. And so like I said, I'm going to try to get over there today and do a real video. First off, she didn't want me to get out and walk around the house because some of the workers came from Bangkok,
Yeah. Oh,
to
yeah.
do
Yeah.
to do some of the stuff. So she was worried that maybe they had COVID, and the COVID cases have been rising here. Been like 11, 15, and then the other day it was 32. But I went and saw my doctor, and I said, what the shit's with all this, stuff? Mine was just a
Yeah.
checkup, and he said all 32 of them came from Bangkok. All
Yeah.
32 cases that were in Surin yesterday or day before all came in from Bangkok, which I imagined was going to happen because they did the same thing. Hey, everybody, we're going to close down Bangkok in 2 days, so we don't want
Yeah.
anybody to leave. And then everybody just scatters, and I don't blame them. They're going to their
Yeah.
families and
Well,
be
if
with
they've
their
got no
family.
money, that's the only solution that they've
You
got is
have
to
to,
go.
yeah, they have to. What are they going to do? Starve? I mean,
Yeah, I think
they can't
they've called
starve.
it wrong. Um,
Yeah.
as my wife says to me, he doesn't call it lockdown because if it's lockdown, then the government has to pay money. But if he calls it a red zone or a deep red zone, he doesn't have to
Deep
pay any
red
money.
zone. That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah,
So,
I got a lot. I talked to a lot of couple of vloggers and stuff that live in Bangkok. One being Dana and Mike's from Live My Ass Off, and they kind of give me an input on what is happening there. Like I said, we did the same thing. We had sent the kids there for school
yeah,
a week before they did the lockdown, and then we found out that they were going to do it. We got them bus tickets, and they left that night, and they arrived in Surin the morning they shut down Bangkok or whatever. But the
mm,
18-year-old supposedly she's had both her shots, and she doesn't have to do a quarantine. But the 16-year-old, they don't have any kind of options for her to get shots here in Thailand that I know of, and
yeah.
she has to do 14-day self Q here at home. So,
Mm,
but if they would have had it, it would have killed me. You know, it would have came back down. Her mom and dad now have gotten one shot each of the what is it, AstraZeneca? How do you say it? AstraZeneca.
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 AstraZeneca. Yeah,
They both had that. My wife and the 18-year-old had both shots of the Cipro, the Chinese one, and but I haven't had nothing. So if they come back with COVID from there, probably the only one that's going to die, right? So, but and I don't know. Like I said, my daughter begged me, please don't take the vaccine. I mean, she had me on the phone for 15 minutes trying to get me to
yeah.
promise her that I wouldn't take
Well,
the vaccine.
I've got to say, I'm not. If offered it, I wouldn't take the vaccine.
Yeah.
It's. I'm not a conspiracist or things like that. I listen to everything and I balance. I try to balance everything up.
Well,
And
my luck is I'll die from
99%
getting the shot.
survivable.
Well, my wife said one of the people, because I've been saying a couple times I wish I can't find the numbers for the people that have died from the shot right after the shot, and I don't know the numbers of the people that a couple of the numbers. Well, she said there was one guy. Now, granted, he was 70, late 70s, but he died
Mm,
that night after getting the shot. So
yeah.
as it is possible, I'm sure some people do, but what I'm
Well,
going to
so,
do, supposedly they want me to take the Moderna. It won't be here until October. I'm on a queue and have gotten word back from Ubon that I need to pay 2400 baht. It's like 4,000, 2,000 a
yeah,
piece.
yeah,
2,400 baht now, and then when I come in October, I pay the balance. And I already told my wife told me she's kind of the boss. That's never happened before in my life, but she's kind of the boss. But she said we're spending the night, so I'll go ahead and put myself in the hospital for one night, and they give me the shot just in case because it's about I think it's about a 2.5 3 hour drive from Ubon to here. I
yeah,
don't want something to happen on the road, or something. So, or she doesn't.
yeah.
But
Well,
so
somebody sent me a link, and the deaths in England from the injections. I think 1,900 people have died through the
really,
injection, and there's a because it's a vaccine, new vaccine. There's a traffic light system, and there's green, it's safe. There's amber, be wary, and then red, stop the vaccinations. Now they're on a yellow card for the vaccinations, and the numbers of really serious reactions causes concerns. And this guy has wrote to the health minister asking him to look into this because if it was any other drugs whatsoever, it would have been stopped by now. So
right,
he's gone into it. He's got top doctors, and one of the biggest things that sort of shocked me was the guy who looked into the top 5 regions in the UK on the reportings of funerals and cremations over the last 5 years. And in the last year, you hear of all of these deaths, and in the last year, the deaths have actually gone down compared
down.
to the 5 years before.
Yeah,
So the
I don't.
reporting of
Hey,
all of these
Richard.
deaths through COVID, the actual death count in the past 5 years has gone down. So, but then again, who knows that there's lots of people hiding things, covering things up. We'll never
See,
really
I
know.
don't, like I said before on the live streams and stuff that I've done, is I don't really have a choice. If my original plan when I came here wasn't, well, it was kind of bleak in the beginning, but after I got met my wife and stuff, my plans was to be here for 4 months and to go back to the States for 2 weeks every 4 months. And
Yeah,
I haven't been able to go back, and it'll be almost 2 years now because of everything that happened to me. But if I do that, because there's no way in the world that I'm leaving Thailand if there's even the slimmest chance that I can't get back here, because I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
getting stuck in the United States. No way,
yeah,
no
yeah,
freaking way. So, but if I want to see my grandkids and see my children and see my friends and stuff like that, I know I'm going to have to take it, and whatever, take my chances and get it. If I live through it, I'll probably be okay. Who knows? Stuff hasn't been tested. We're going to find out what the hell's happening with it a year from now. Well, when
oh
they
yeah,
have, 50% of the people die off that took the vaccine, it's going to kind of suck. But hopefully,
yeah.
I'll be in the good 50%. So we'll see. Hey, Richard, how you doing? I'm just checking in on my intro that you're working on. Did you did you get a chance to do it? Who else? Who left? Let's see. Let me see what I'm catching up on. Who had their? They sent to me. Thank you. 2 shots of Moderna in January. Who had that? Oh, Bob did. Still marching. Good. That's good for me, Bob.
Oh,
Thanks.
Richard.
Um, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't really think I have a chance. It sounds to me like you're staying in Rayong. Then you're not going.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah,
going to the
yeah.
farm yet.
Certainly for the next year or 2 years, maybe.
But can you
Uh,
can like my mother-in-law gave my wife a rye in Ubon and right by all of her family,
yeah,
and we're going to build a little. We're going to put in a half a rye or quarter of a rye pond and throw the tilapia in there. I want to build a little 2 bedroom, more modern style house for us to go like as a getaway, deal, and then build a 1 bedroom for her brother or cousin or whatever it is. They call him all brother, but
mm,
to he lives in his scooter shop. So let's put it, it's not that nice. So we'll build him a nice little 1 bedroom so someone will be on the property all the time, live there,
yeah.
and then we'll go back and forth. Can you do something like that there to
Well,
where you slowly
I
build
said,
or move on?
my
Go ahead.
wife's house. It's a beautiful house. It's about 90% finished anyway. So,
Oh,
um,
really?
yeah, yeah. So as far as living accommodation, it's perfect up there.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. I thought you were staying with the in-laws.
oh no, no, no. The parents live next door, and
Okay.
then so yeah. I mean, the whole family's there
Uh,
really.
Yeah.
So as
That's
far
good.
as
That's perfect. But you
we
said it's
could
kind
move
of
into a house that's 90% finished. So
right. Yeah, well, that ain't bad. So the only big bummer with that is that it's 6.5 hour drive to get there. Be
from
nicer if it
here,
was like 2 hours or 3 hours. Yeah, half that would be nice. Let's see.
I know, but
Hey, Robert Mack,
it's
I
nice to
didn't see
have the
you.
choice. It's nice to have the
Yeah,
choice. I mean,
I like the land that you're talking about where she is kind of where, like, I think Ubon, excuse me, is like 2.5 hours from here. It's another half hour past Ubon out to where they live. Small
yeah,
village, no foreigners. When I walk through there, they're looking at the white boy and go and pointing the children. Look,
yeah,
mom. But
yeah,
but it's nice. I kind of like that too. If you can, I don't know if I'd want to live there, but it'd be kind of nice to go there for a long weekend and just, kick back and different scenery, more relaxed. Not that I live in the big city or anything, but
mm,
um, Surin can be a busy place. But we're kind of, I think Rayong's kind of the same way. They've got it good here because 90% of what they depend on for local, for their sales and staying open is all Thai people. They're not they're not dependent on any kind of of foreigners visiting or anything like that. So it's
Yeah,
lucky they've got it decent here. It's not great, but better than
yeah.
some of the places I've seen.
There's like a big oil industry. Rayong's quite a affluent place to live because there's the oil industry, and the only place that really relies on tourism is Corsomet and Banpay, where they have the taxis and
Right.
the boats. So yeah, that's suffering. But then they get the weekend tourists from Bangkok. So they're not as desperate as they are in Phuket, where it relies on tourists heavily.
I didn't
We still
ask.
get the tourists from Bangkok.
I didn't ask for adoption. You want to be adopted, Gator? Um, did you ever? Have you ever met Thailand digital nomad Tom? He
No.
lives in Rayong too. He
All
seems like a
right,
pretty
sounds
good.
nice.
He seems like a pretty good Joe. I don't know. He was here earlier. He's gone. He left, right, Mitch?
Yeah, yeah, he had
Thailand.
to do
Yeah,
a
did
car
he?
service or a car
He seems
wash, I
like a
can't
pretty
remember.
good guy.
Yeah.
He's starting to do it. He's got his wife, and they have a child,
Mm-hmm.
and
And she just
he's
started
building a
school.
home
Well,
there.
and then
And
they
I
just
like
closed
the
school.
place. Yeah, they
But yeah.
closed school, so now he's homeschooling. But he seems like a pretty good Joe. But he, I like the condo that he bought in Rayong, right there on the beach.
Yeah,
It's not a one bedroom. It's just like a bachelor type, all one room.
yeah,
Million baht, million baht.
yeah. There's
Yeah,
some
on like the
bargains to be
third.
had around here. There really
Yeah,
is.
I looked at that. I did get one. I inquired about some stuff, and it was 1.8 million for a two bedroom in that same complex,
Yeah,
which I think is still a good price. But I don't. I'm selling a house, but I think I want to buy. I'd like to buy the property next to me where I'm building right now because the land I don't have any land there,
yeah.
and I want to do the place in Ubon, and I want to do a lot of shit, but it I don't know. It keeps me kind of busy. That's why when the house slows down, I slow down because I don't. When the house is going, I can go over there 3 times a day and check
Mm.
on this and check on that. Did you do that? But
I lived in
now
a
it's turning.
I lived in a condo for 2 years in Jomtien, just outside of Pattaya, and
Right,
I've always had houses. I've never had an apartment or a condo, and I just missed the outside space. I had a big veranda on my second condo, but you just missed the garden. And the
right.
house that we're in now, we have a sofa outside our veranda, and we sit outside there nearly all the time. And it's just so nice to have a garden, being able to walk about, and you have so much
I
more space.
agree. I agree with that. Now, if I had, I wouldn't mind having like I talked, a condo as a second home that I would go to
Yeah,
visit, then
yeah,
that would be fine. But I'm the same way. I like being able to go out in my yard, have a place to put my car, place to put my scooter, have area. My mother, they grow, I don't know, maybe most Thai people, but my mother-in-law grows everything and every inch of dirt on this property has got something growing in it. She goes out to pick the
yeah,
What are you doing? Picking stuff to make something to eat. Okay.
yeah,
Looks like a weed to me. I wouldn't know the difference. And they go out there and get it. I got lucky and it sounds like you did too. You found somebody I've got a great Thai family. I mean, I couldn't ask for better.
mm,
They took care of me from when I'd only been around 8 months. And my wife stuck with me while I was in the hospital for 3 months. Her mom and dad came and took care of
yeah,
me, and they didn't know me from Adam. They
mm,
just knew
mm,
their daughter loved me. So
yeah.
I got no complaints. Thailand's a place I'm going to be and where I'm going to die. So
Take care,
I have
Yeah,
Richard.
same here. I've got no plans on. I don't ever want to go back to England.
no,
You
I
know,
got no, I got no. I like to go back and visit because I have my children, and you can only do so much on FaceTime. But was perfect. 4 months for 2 weeks was absolutely perfect.
yeah,
But we'll see what happens. But like I said, I ain't taking no chances. If I don't think I can get back in Thailand, I ain't leaving.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
it was a
It's probably safer to stay here as well than go back to America. I mean, I know England, although I think 80% of the country is vaccinated, there's still 20 odd thousand a day with new COVID infections.
yeah, yeah. They when it first happened, and all my family, we were in touch. This before I went in the hospital, before I got sick. Um, they just, when I would talk to them, because I never really watched the news or anything, they just said, "You're better, way better off right where you're at. Don't come
Mm,
back here. Don't
mm.
come here." And that's when they were really closing down the U.S. They
Hmm.
were really closing down everything. Now I think most of the people in the U.S. just said, "Screw it, no
Hello, the
mask, no
Grinch.
nothing, goodbye." There he
How
is.
are you feeling,
Well,
buddy?
he did get back to me and said on Monday. Now Monday, where's the Grinch at? Anyway, he said he was going in. They were going to fuse the vertebrae above and below where he had injured. But that was all I got. You got any
I saw that on
updates,
the
Jake, on
comments.
my comments? Yeah.
I just pulled that off of Google, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know if you know
But it is very
the
nice
Grinch,
bike.
Les. Have you ever seen the
No,
Grinch before? He's
no,
on here. He's been on. He's on a lot of.
Going for
Uh,
surgery in the morning. Okay, buddy.
okay, good. What are they? What's the prognosis? What are they telling you? And he felt. That's why I tell everybody, come if you can retire and you're not going to retire in your own home, come now. Don't wait. Don't put it off till tomorrow. He was taking his trash out and he's got selling his house and wants to
yeah.
come to Thailand. And he slipped and fell and I guess hit blacked out and hit the curb and broke his back.
Oh, wow, wow.
That's all. That's all it takes. And that's why I
Yeah.
thought I was superhuman from when I was younger. I don't know if you've ever heard my rants or whatever, but most of my life I was not a good person. I was probably somebody that you would have ran into if I was in the UK. But I've changed in the last 10, 15 years, considerably to what I consider a good person. And I just, the best thing I ever did was come here after my wife passed. I I can't believe what a good life I have now compared to
Mm.
what I thought I was going to have. I didn't think I had a life at all after being with her for 30 years and then her going. Figured I had nothing, but it turned out great. I'm happier now. We have to wait to see what happens because there's a lot of damage. Okay, but I had it right. They're gonna fuse the vertebrae above and below where you damaged it, right? And we all wish you the best, of course.
A lot of damage. God dang it.
I have a hard time believing. Gator says, I have a hard time believing you were ever a good person. Thank you, Gator. You're such a nice guy.
Jeez.
Uh, but yeah,
Well, gosh, what can you say? Best of luck. I mean, good God, that's
yeah,
just
exactly. Hey, you got a bunch of people praying for you on your side here anyway. Hopefully everything will work out. Never know. Can only hope for the best, right? Hey,
I
Rang
think life
San.
is an obstacle course. And anything can, I mean, I'm 61 now, and the amount of things that could have happened to me closer, accidents
But
and
I
things like
I didn't think about him less until I almost
nice.
died when I was in the hospital. I don't know if you know
Nice,
my
Brock.
story, but
Very nice.
anyway,
That's the
um,
real deal there.
I thought I was invincible. I thought I couldn't be hurt. I thought, and then after that knocked me down, it was like, hey, I could die just stepping off the curb over here and get hit by a car. I mean,
yeah,
it's that
Wow.
simple.
Nice.
The,
yeah,
the body isn't, that resilient as I thought I was. Obviously,
No,
I'm
it's
trying to.
not. Our bodies are.
He said he's trying to correct that. I meant to say I have a hard time believing you were ever not a good person. He says I come
Well, you come
across as
across as a good guy
genuine.
now. Maybe you weren't in your younger
I,
days, but you come across as
you
a
know,
good guy
and I think I have to be able to say that. I have to be able to say I was not and realize that I wasn't. I was not a
now.
good person. I wasn't someone you want to hang around. I wasn't someone you wanted to talk with. Definitely wasn't someone you wanted to sit down and drink with because I had a violent temper when I was intoxicated. And now I
Hong
still
San,
drink,
hello.
but I'll only have like one beer. I will not get intoxicated. I have not been, and I'm lucky to be able to do that because I like margaritas with Mexican food. One, maybe. As soon as I feel a little, give me a 7-Up, give me a Coke, you know. And I'm lucky to be able to do that because I got a bunch of friends that are all alcoholics and they can't do that. Once that alcohol touches their lips, they can't stop, you know.
Oh
But
yeah, I've got a friend who's got alcoholic dementia now. He's 61 years old, and we had our joint 55th birthday party together in Pattaya. He was the
yeah,
life and soul of the party. Now he's got a walker. He can't walk more than 10 or 15 yards. Uh, he lives a Groundhog Day. Every day is the same. And he's on a box of Leo, big bottles, so 12 bottles of Leo every day. That's
oh,
that's the minimum.
I've told people on here that out of my friends, I have real close friends that I can count on one hand, but I have acquaintances and friends in the 10, 15 people maybe or something. About 5 or 6 or 7 of them have passed away.
Yeah,
Every one of them alcoholics.
yeah,
Passed away
yeah,
at 56, at 50, at 54, at 60, at 61, you know, and
yeah,
all of them shortened their lives. And I, up until 20 years ago, I mean, I owned a bar in the Valley in California, and you know, I drank a 750 of scotch every night in the bar. So
mm,
I definitely had, but I, you know, as far as getting drunk, I haven't been intoxicated in 20 years. You know, between the
yeah,
my wife trying to settle me down and teaching me how to not cuss so much so I can be like around women and children and trying to curve that, you know, which is only an improvement for me, you know. But when you grew up with, I was on motorcycles and Harleys and clubs and every other word was a cuss word of some sort, you
yeah,
know, just the way we spoke, you know. So it took
yeah,
me a
yeah,
few years to figure it out because she was really religious. So her friends would be over there, and if I started going with my truck mouth, I'd embarrass the heck out of her, and you know she'd give me the look, and okay, okay, I'll keep my mouth shut. Let me think. And she goes, always try to think before you open that pie hole. I go, yeah, I'm having a hard time with that, but I'll try to learn. And it has been. I haven't done it. I mean, it makes a
Hello,
big
Joe and
difference.
Gift. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing, Joe? How you doing, Gift? Saw your video. I watch a lot of videos. I must be a boring son of a gun. But I watched your video. House still looks great. Um, the That
I
sushi
was
place
drooling
looked
over the
phenomenal.
sushi.
Yeah, it looked phenomenal, man. He, you know, have you ever met Joe before or talked
No,
to
I've
Joe
not met
before?
John, but I've watched his house build, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's good. I mean, there's
great.
quite a lot of YouTubers I watch. You know,
Yeah, he's
obviously it gives you other ideas and that, and
A happy
people.
Independence Day, also, Joe.
dead.
It's
Thank you
nice
for your
that you can
service.
share your life with other people because other people want to do the same thing,
Right.
and other people
Yeah,
learn off
definitely.
YouTubers
They're a
as
couple
a
of
way to
good
go.
people right there, and they're
Yeah,
ones I
yeah,
can really say because I actually met them. It's hard when you don't. Like we've never met. I think you're a great guy, but
thank you.
until I meet somebody face to face, I have a hard time saying, "Hey, this is a great guy," you know. But with Joe, he's exactly the way he is on his videos. I mean, they're both
Yeah.
just two good people. But
The thing is, we've discovered the secret of a happy life, and we want to share it with everybody else.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
And then it's
a
true. It's true. It's you have to come here to experience how laid back and how the good feeling. If I could sell the feeling of what I feel like of living in Thailand, I'd sell the ingredients. I'd make a
that's
fortune.
what I try to tell you. Thank you very much, Waz. I appreciate your words, man. Um, yeah, it's like I said from the beginning. If you're not going to retire in your home country, I would suggest you come here for 6 months. What difference does it make? You don't like it? Go to Costa Rica or go to Panama or wherever
Yeah,
you want to go. Go
yeah,
Vietnam or whatever, but try it out here because I think for this much different cost between Vietnam. Yeah. First of all, I have a bad taste in my mouth from Vietnam. I just don't.
Oh,
I don't. I want to go there again, and I want to see the place and all this kind of stuff. But it isn't top of my list. And
yeah,
the government isn't exactly the Thai government isn't great, but I feel very comfortable here. And for
yeah.
the difference in cost of this much, I would much rather come to Thailand. I think everybody should at least try it.
Yeah,
You know.
Vietnam was my second choice. I was going to either live in Thailand or Vietnam. I love Vietnam. I really do. I've been there
It's
several times.
supposed to be gorgeous, and I'm Robert Mack. His wife is Vietnamese, and he's
Yeah.
both offered me and Mitch when Mitch comes to, because I like going to some place where the person you're going with knows. Otherwise, I'm stumbling around. Well, where should I go? Is this a good
Yeah.
place? And he's he knows the whole place in and out, and it's a lot nice. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. And who was the other one? The older retired guy that hasn't done a video in a while, has a little bell that he rings.
Oh, JC.
Yeah, JC.
Oh,
He
Jason. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
He's
always an option.
starting up. He's starting up like a gardening, to live off the land,
yeah, he's setting up now. But
which is
he
getting.
went some of his older videos he had actually rented a place in Vietnam and had bought a scooter there, and I think he was just traveling back and forth and having a place to go. But
Yeah.
it looks like it could be. I don't trust the government. Put it.
Just
I
getting
just don't.
back to,
You know.
to Vietnam, when I retired, I did 2 years traveling around the world and I visited many, many places. And I've got to say, Sapa in Vietnam, I would rank the first and the best place I've ever been to in the world, as far as
Really?
that wow feeling. Wow,
Huh.
this is just so
I definitely
fantastic.
Wow.
want, and just I have to admit to everybody, I'm procrastinating again. I still haven't sent my passport in. I've got one page in it, and I know they're going to open up Laos and Vietnam and all this stuff, and I'm going to go. Oh, I can't go. I got no room, so I gotta send it in to the embassy.
Yeah.
But I keep procrastinating. If I know me, I'm horrible. I'm the worst freaking procrastinator in the world. Andy Stubbs
We're
says
just sorting
Vietnam
our
is one of my
paperwork
favorite
out now.
countries.
We're
Hmm?
just sorting our paperwork out now because this month my marriage visa is up for renewal.
I was going to
So
ask you if you had a marriage visa or not because you said you were bringing or doing 50. I don't know how are you doing? Do you have to show your income 40,000 or so a month or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah,
Or,
yeah. It's look
yeah,
on the. I used to be on the retirement visa, and I was married anyway. And then the pound crashed when we did Brexit, so I was like below the 65,000 baht a month.
right.
So we went through the marriage visa because we were married as well, and I thought, oh, I'll do that. But it there's a lot of paperwork, and my immigration officer every year asks for something more than what's required
Well,
in the official line.
I have
I mean,
one.
like, for instance,
The same guy
two
that I
years
went
ago,
to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
for instance, 2 years ago, she was going through all the paperwork and she said, I want the electricity bill. Now, there's no way anybody asked for the electricity bill on the immigration because it's nothing to do with that. But she wanted the electricity bill. So where we live is an
I
hour and a
think they
half
want to
to
show.
drive.
I think they want to show that you're living together in the same house. I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know
but the
why they would
electricity
have.
bill, our landlady pays, and we pay
Ah,
it through the rent. So it wasn't even in our name, and we explained that to her, and she said, "No, I still want to see the electricity bill." And
yes,
then
definitely, Joe. Road trip.
it's just
Yeah, Brock. Yeah,
so we're
exactly.
going on Wednesday on the first visit to the immigration office just to say, "What do you want for the rest of the month?" So we've got the rest of the month to get any extra documentation she wants.
Well, I've got
I
to
think
figure out. Is it once you do it though, it's not a big deal, right? Because not so much that it really matters. It's just that rather than bring in 800,000 baht and not have to worry about showing them my 12 months of statements bringing in each month, I'd 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 prefer
that,
that's it.
that that's the
Well,
paperwork.
what I did was this time I went in February. I went to get mine renewed, my retirement visa, and we asked them. I took my wife with me, and I said, "Would it be easier to change to a marriage?" And he said, "No." He
No,
said,
no, it
"You're
isn't.
yeah." He said, "You're too. You didn't." Because I waited to, of course, procrastination. I waited till the the last part to be able to go, which I shouldn't have. But anyway, he said next year if you want to just come in earlier, I'll tell you exactly what you need, and then you do
Yeah.
it. The only bitch was Surin, like Surin, because of the people that come in from I think Laos or Cambodia. Cambodia. Um, the actual immigration office is an hour away from me, up close
Yeah.
to the Cambodian border. But I
Mm.
heard they're going to move it. They just did a brand new, my wife just told me this. They put up a brand new government center, huge building. They just opened it last month, and it's right by where my new house is. That's why the
Yeah.
properties uh, and everything went up, because a lot of people are trying to that
Live
work
close.
there.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, yeah. But she said there's going to be an immigration office in there, and
Mm.
that's like I could throw a stone damn near from my house and hit the building.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice. Because before it wasn't so much, and like I've said in my videos before, as long as you've got the Thailand mentality and accept, I'm retired. Doesn't matter if I don't have one piece of paper. I'll come back
Yeah.
tomorrow
Yeah.
with it. And I
Yeah.
said when I
Yeah.
go back tomorrow, they might say, "Oh, I don't need that. I need this one. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
retired.
But
I'll
the
go get another
immigration officer,
piece." You know.
the immigration officer was so rude to my wife on our first application. She called her a fool 4 times in Thai, and my wife was in tears when we left. And
Wow.
because there was some of the paperwork wanted photocopying, and whilst I was out getting the paperwork photocopied, she was asking, "So how much is your husband on?" She said, "I don't know." She said, "We have the money, comes in the bank." She said, "I know, Nick. Well, why don't you know? Why don't you know how much he's got? How much does he get paid in his English bank? How much does he get paid in the..." And she said, I don't know. And why don't you know how to fill out this form? And she said, "Because I've never been married to a foreigner before," she said. But she made my wife feel like that, so small and insignificant. And
Well, can you
so,
think you could set her? You think you should set her up with Mitch? Sounds like a perfect woman. What do you think? Of course, she'll be
oh,
in Italy. So
there's some lovely women over here, Mitch. They're
yeah,
really, really,
like I
Oh, I
tell
know.
people too. I said, you can go to Bangkok, you can go to Pattaya, you can go to, Patong, you can go all these places, and I'd still like to go. And I never got to experience any of the bars or any of that stuff. And I was here before. I've been here since 2000, late 2018, but
yeah,
I never was into it because I was in depression and all that kind of crap, which have already been over. Well, when I got here, but it wasn't my cup of tea anyway. It wasn't what I was looking for, and
mm,
um, and I had no one to party with, and I wasn't looking for it anyway. But most of the women are right here. My wife's 41, and she probably has. Every time I meet one of her friends or relatives, can you find me a husband? Can you find me a man? Can
oh
you
yeah,
find me one?
yeah.
Every time, and they're all cute. They're all good looking women. It's
Every
amazing.
time we go back to the village, my wife gets asked, "Can you find a foreigner for my daughter?"
Yeah,
So
there you go.
that's every time, and
Same thing. Same thing.
you
Hey, how
know,
you doing, Tony? Bad Badger. Who else am I missed? Did I
morning,
miss some
Tony.
people? Ring sense here. Joe's still
Hello,
here.
Tony.
Not my cup of Joe. Uh, I just counted 26 seconds delay between StreamYard and YouTube. Really? That long?
Yeah, really.
Wow.
Isn't that
Wow.
crazy?
But yeah, so I guess I'm just going to stick with the retirement. What I wanted to do was either move over 1 million baht and not worry about it, just shove it in the bank so I don't have to worry about it. It's not so
Mm,
much that it's a worry, but here you have to send away to Bangkok to get a bank statement
Hey,
because they will only
yeah,
do 6 months locally.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Anything
yeah,
over 6 months, you got to send away. And it's not that it's a pain in the ass. Now that I know that, I can do it a week before I go in, and I'll have it in
yeah,
my hand. So I think I'll just do that, and then I don't have to worry about that process. Or I was kind of leery when I first came here. Are Thai banks really secure? Should I put money in the Thai bank? Should I not put money in the? I'm still debating on what's better or worse. Right
yeah,
now, I have a Chase bank account. They charge me, like I just transferred some money, 93,000 baht, and they give me 31.35, and they charge me $5 if it's under $5,000. If it's over
yeah,
5,000 American, they charge me nothing. So, and
yeah,
everybody said, well, you should get TransferWise, and you should get, I go, for what? For 100 baht? I mean, I'm not, I don't have any problem with them, I guess, and that's where my Social Security gets deposited and everything, and I feel comfortable with it. But I think
yeah.
I'm gonna move some money here.
Yeah, transfer wise is okay. It's probably the cheapest way for me to get money from England over to here. But there's D-money if you want to send money back to your own country. That's as good as transfer wise, and that sends it back to any country around the world.
That's good to know because I was curious about that too. What I would do to actually send money in case one of my kids needed, something or whatever. If I brought money here, I needed to get it back. How would I do it?
Hmm.
Yeah. There was an American guy that I met in the immigration department, and he lived here for 30 years. So immigration knew him because he's a regular. And on this one particular occasion, his son wanted some money, so he went 20 baht under the 400,000 baht because his son wanted some money. So the 400,000 baht that you have to stay in your account for the marriage visa,
Right.
with the charges, he went 20 baht under the 400,000 baht.
And they
He
stung him on it.
realised the mistake on the same day, and he put 100 baht back into the account, so he's back over the 400,000 baht. And the immigration said to him, because you've gone 20 baht under the 400,000 baht, your visa is
Wow.
for 20 baht.
Wow.
So,
I
so
I
then
know that
start the whole process again.
I heard stories before when I was first getting. See, when I first got here, I had all the best intentions. Oh, I'm going to go because I could still go to my embassy and get, yes, I make this much money,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
sign the affidavit, right? So I did that. I went to Bangkok for, of course, that's a whole nother story because here I am, a U.S. citizen. I figure, okay, I'll just go to Bangkok. I'll go over to the embassy and get it. Oh, no.
Mm,
You got to go online. You got to make an appointment. I said, I just flew in from Phuket. I said, I got a plane scheduled tomorrow to go back. And you're telling me
mm,
I got to wait 3 days to get into the U.S. embassy? I'm a U.S. freaking citizen. Oh,
yeah.
no, no, you got to have it, got to have it. Anyway, I went in there. I went through all that stuff, did it, and I never used the damn thing. I let it expire. It was only good until like 6 months from then.
Yeah.
And I let it go past that, and I never used it. And regardless to say, my wife was the one that did it. I was laying in intensive care. I had everything pretty much done on my
Mm,
retirement visa, and she took it all. Took a letter from the doctor, took some pictures of me lying in ICU.
yeah.
Got all the stuff, and the immigration worked with her, and she brought back a stamped,
That's awesome.
yeah, a
Yeah, yeah,
stamped
yeah.
visa. Yeah, but everything was done. So some of them, there's bad stories and good stories, I guess.
Oh,
But
yeah, yeah. It, it,
legend.
it is what it is. There's many people complain about the system over here, but there's a few English guys that I know that have took the wives back to England, and the paperwork and bureaucracy of trying to get the wife back to England
Yeah,
is far, far
yeah,
worse than it is over here. So
yeah. They
it is what it
what?
is. You just go with the flow, like you said, Dave. You just go with
Yeah,
the flow.
that's it.
If they
And
want
if
some
you
more
and if you've
paperwork,
got
I'll back tomorrow.
yeah, and if you've got that kind of an attitude, because what am I in a big rush for? I'm retired. I'm going to do the same shit I'm doing today tomorrow. I got plenty of time tomorrow to go do it again. And if they want me to do it again on the third day, I'll do it again. It'll give me something to do.
I've
But
seen
people get
shouting and screaming in
I'm not going to
the
oh
sing any
immigration.
nighttime stories for you, Dave. And every
well.
day.
I'll tell you what.
I can't do that
When
every
I went
day.
to get when I went to get the renewal, I went down and I told you it's an hour's drive. They have a carport outside. They had chairs set under the carport and they were set outside. No one went inside the immigration. And outside I'm sitting there and there's this Thai lady who was obviously this French man's wife,
Mm,
crazy, right? Just yelling. And she's telling him, please calm down in Thai. Calm down,
yeah.
come, please, 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 please. And
Hmm.
and I look at my wife and she looks at me and I go, he ain't gonna get shit. And because
Yeah.
I seen the guy working there and he's looking like this and looking like that, and he goes, okay, okay, and then they left. And when they left, I said, that guy ain't getting nothing out of this. He can come back 20 times. He ain't getting shit. They ain't gonna give him nothing. But
Hey,
it
Les, what's the
it just
immigration office like in Rayong?
Terrible.
Mark's
terrible.
asking. It is.
It's terrible. with my marriage visas, again, the lady was calling my wife a fool, and
Oh, that's the
she
same.
was
That's the one you were talking about. That's where
that's
she's at.
the one
Ah,
in Rayong, yeah, yeah.
okay.
Holy moly.
But
Hey,
who
Craig.
knows? You know, we're going to go see her again on Wednesday, so fingers crossed that she recognised. I mean, we have all the paperwork, and we always smile, and we're always, although through gritted teeth.
Hey,
But
Mark, do you belong to Les's um, channel? Did you put that up, Mitch? Les's
Yeah.
channel.
Oh
He'd probably
God.
be a
Yeah.
good one for you to stay in contact. Mark's a good dude, by the way,
Yeah.
Les. Mark's
I
a
did
great guy.
earlier, and I'm putting it up
He's
again.
from
Yeah. Thanks for
Australia,
the reminder.
so don't hold that against him. He's from Australia, but don't hold it
I've got a
against him.
few Australian friends over here. Yeah.
There.
He's a
There it
he's
is,
a
right
he's a
there.
good. He's coming in September. He has
Okay.
a longtime partner in Rayong, and that's where he's
Mm.
going to end up after he does his Q or whatever, or if they have to do it by then. But
Rayong's a fabulous place. I mean, I travelled all over Thailand before I actually settled down.
oh, he
So,
said he does. He said yes, I do, and he said you're also friends on Facebook as well.
all
So
right,
if you
right.
see Mark, yeah, if you see Mark, he's a good one. Retired living looking good with the weight loss. Oh, that's right. I didn't watch your last one on the keto thing because I can't. My doctor told me I can't do the keto thing for
Yeah,
some
well,
reason. He doesn't
the
want me to.
keto, yeah, the keto is rather a drastic diet from normal eating,
Yeah,
but it for me it works. I've gone down from 118 kilo to this morning I'm 99.
I was
So
100. When I weighed myself in yesterday or day before at the doctor, I was 117, and I'm only 5'10. So I
well,
need
I'm
to lose.
6'1", yeah. So
Yeah, I need to lose. I need to lose 20, 30 kilo.
yeah,
But I think
well,
I'd be too skinny.
the aim
My
is to
weight
get down to 90.
90. When I was younger, at about 205, I don't know what that is kilo wise.
Mm,
That's when I felt my best. Anything under 200 pounds, and I felt kind of weak. And
yeah,
so I'd like to get down there. I think it's going to be right around 100 kilo. Somewhere in there is where I'm going
yeah,
to end up. I'm hoping. He says I need to do it, so I got to do it. But he said no keto shit. He said because I told him when I was boxing when I was real young. I think
yeah.
I was 20 years old. I was running 7 miles a day, and I went from what was light heavy back there, 176. I went from 220 pounds to 176 pounds in 5 weeks by basically the same thing. All I ate
Mm,
was meat and all protein, no carbohydrates whatsoever, nothing.
yeah,
I was pretty much
yeah,
brain dead at the end
yeah,
of 6 weeks, but got down to the weight I wanted to be at. But I never felt so damn weak at
mm,
176 pounds. So, but like I said, right around 200, I felt good. So I'll try. But I had bought the keto app on my phone, and it
mm,
does keep track of everything, what I eat, calories, fat, everything. So I don't use it per se to keep for the keto side, but just total calories, fat, protein, that type thing. So I
yeah.
already paid for it, so I figured I might as well use it. And it's a good app. I don't know if you have it or not
No,
on my phone.
it's like everything else. There's always, if you do this, it's like the YouTube. When people are, all the equipment for YouTube is the best. No matter what you get, if somebody's doing a review, it's the best.
It's the that's
And
because they
it's
got
like
to
the
give it
keto.
to them.
If you do the keto, yeah, exactly. So if you do the keto, then you need the P strips to see whether you're in ketosis. You need the breath monitor. I don't do anything like I know it by results. If I'm losing weight, I'm doing something right.
Right.
So
Bad Badger's saying the same thing to drop some carbs and sugar. And that's pretty much what I've done, Tony. I
yeah, yeah,
haven't cut carbs completely out, but like me, I've cut my sodium is what I needed to get in control. That's what got me in trouble this last time I went. But I make my own bread because bread
mm,
has high. So I don't need to put salt and stuff in my bread. So I make my bread, and then I don't eat that much of it. So 100 kilos, 220. You know, that's still a little heavy. So maybe will be like 95. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. I was 103 kilo when I came out
Hello,
of
Benja.
the hospital. And
Yeah,
that's
so
what my
in that
doctor said he'd
interview
like to
you
see
did
me.
with Joe, you looked skinny when you did that
Yeah,
interview with Joe.
yeah. And that's what he'd like to see me at again. So I figured right
Mm,
around 100. I'll see how I feel. But just to be able to figure out that it was sodium has taken a big load off my mind because he didn't know. You know,
yeah,
he didn't know what was going on. The couple of times I went in, I said, sometimes I can't sleep at night because I can't breathe good. I could
yeah,
breathe, but I can't breathe good. And sometimes I can breathe good and all that. Well, then going and doing this, I found out the reason why is sometimes I'd be eating a crap load of sodium and I'd feel like shit. Water'd be on my, chest. And then sometimes by the freak of nature, I just didn't eat quite as much sodium. I was fine
yeah,
for a couple of days.
yeah.
I haven't slept as good as I'm sleeping now in 30 years.
Oh wow,
I'd never slept longer than 2 hours. I always
yeah,
woke up for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, sleep for 2 more hours. Same thing.
mm,
Now I go to bed at, I'll sleep 4 hours straight and have to get up and use the head because I'm old. And then come back and I'll sleep 4 more straight through. Never. I haven't done that since I was a freaking kid,
mm,
So it's just good to know, because it just didn't make sense to me. He goes, "Well, you need to lose weight." I said, "Yeah, but I was going to the gym. I weighed 118 kilo then, right?" And I said
mm,
I'd get on the bike for 45 minutes and do an hour workout and do the whole thing. I never got out of breath. And now
mm.
I walk from my bed 10 steps to the bathroom and I'm out of breath. Don't make
Wow.
sense. And he couldn't quite, my fault too. I mean, the guy saved my life numerous times.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dave.
But yeah,
Speaking of when you were a kid, can I share that one picture of a motorcycle that you sent me of you on your motorcycle when you were a kid?
I wish that we had something like that when I was a
Look at,
kid. We
there
had
you
a
go.
taco mini bike with a Briggs and Stratton 3.5 horsepower motor on it, and them things are actually worth a lot of money. I
Take
don't
care,
know if
Robert
you
Mack.
do you remember the taco mini bikes, Mitch?
Yes, I
Taco,
do.
yeah, they're worth a little bit of money now.
They sure are.
Me too, 105
That's a
kilo.
good question, Mark. He's asking,
What-
can you go to a different immigration office than your
Not in your
province, than the one you live in?
Well, I think the next one is Pattaya. So it's an hour and 40 minutes to Pattaya. But then if I went to Pattaya, they'll say I live in Rayong, so I should go to the Rayong office. So,
You're supposed to.
yeah,
I believe that you're
no,
supposed to go. Yeah,
yeah.
to the
Okay.
immigration office in your province. But maybe that girl. Well, this just happened to you recently, then, where the
No,
gal belittled your
no,
wife, or
the last three times. So this is the fourth visit now to. No, sorry, this is the third visit to the
what the
immigration.
like.
So
I guess what I'm
the
saying is,
last two
how long ago was the last visit with her?
last year. We've seen the same lady twice
So
now.
she might be gone. You never know.
Oh no, there's other people that I know. She's still a feisty
She's
old
still
girl, and
just cough in her face when you go there. Pull your mouth.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll get her.
here's some extra information.
Yeah, it's like that's really actually kind of strange to me because I've never met a Thai person like that. They've always been
On the
so,
rest of
you know,
the immigration department
yeah,
were fine. They were really
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Granted, I would go if I went to one person, and if I went to a different person the next time, then of course that paperwork that the first person wanted me, they don't want it, and I understand that, but they were always nice.
Yeah.
Never, oh, we need this one. Is it okay if we get? Pretty soon after the first couple of times I did it when I was just getting my tourist visa stuff
Mm,
extended, because when
mm,
I first came, I would just get the 3 month deal, and then I would fly back to Los Angeles and then stay for 2 weeks and then go to immigration there and get another one. So
yeah.
when I would do my stuff here, I had a file this thick and I'd bring with me. They say, "Oh, I need that. There you go. I need this. Okay, here you
Mm,
go." I had everything in that file after the first two or three times I went.
Yeah.
but it never
Well,
failed. Like you go stupid stuff. Oh, oh, we're not doing
last
the
year,
yellow background pictures anymore. We're doing white background pictures. So you need a new set of pictures. Okay. So now I keep both, yellow, and I don't think they even use the yellow anymore. But back then they'd use yellow or white, depending on, I don't know what side of the bed they got out on. I don't have a clue what made them
last
determine which color.
last year we had
Hello,
four
William.
visits to the immigration officer, 4 visits altogether, and 3 of
For
them were on the same day. So she asked for all the information. That was on the first visit. Then the second visit, we took her all the information. It took half an hour to go through all the information, all the paperwork. And she said, yes, okay, everything's complete. Now you're under consideration. We drove an hour and 20 minutes back home, and she rang my wife up and she said, you need to come back to the immigration office now, because I need some more information. And my wife said, but you said we've got everything. She says, no, you need to be back in the immigration today. So we drove back to the immigration, and she wanted a letter from the bank, which she already had, to say that it was the bank that gave me the statements. So we
Right.
give her that extra information again, because we took extra photocopies of it. And then, okay, is that enough? Everything? Yep, yeah, everything's required. Okay, away you go. We got into the car park, and another phone call from her. Come back to the office now. I need some more information. We go back to the office,
Waza
and this third time.
Waza said he thinks that she likes you,
Oh,
and that's
maybe,
why.
yeah. Maybe she was jealous of your wife. Yeah.
Wow.
But I just smiled and yeah, okay, there you go. Then,
I know
but
that's all you can do. How you gonna
once you've
get?
got it, it's 11 months carefree.
Yeah, that you
Just
don't
do
have to
your
worry
90-day
about it.
reports, and that's it. In and out
And
in
I think
5 minutes.
that's the kind of attitude you have to have, Les.
Hello,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
Alexander.
do this again
How
for a
goes it?
year. So I'll do whatever if I got to, go back 5, 10 times. Granted, like I
All
said,
around, yeah.
at least the people that I've been dealing with since I've been here in Surin have been phenomenal. They pretty much give me, a couple of times, like when I first went there, they didn't say anything about having a year. Oh no, 6 months of statements will be fine. Okay. So I drive all the way. Oh no, we need to have the full year. So I go right across the street from immigration is a bank, my bank, and went in there and did it and came back a week later, and then boom, boom, boom. And when I had to go back on February for the to get it, we were there maybe 30 minutes. 30 minutes we were in, out, stamp, gone. 1,900 baht done.
Yeah,
So
Andy's asking about doing it online. What's the story there?
I've
Yeah, you can
never
do
done
it
it
in
online.
90 days, 90
Your
days
check-in
online.
is he talking about? You talking about check-in or are you talking about your actual visa? Can't do
Good
your
question.
visa
I think he
online.
just said, can you
No,
do it
no, you can't.
online?
You've got to
You,
go in person for your visa.
they have a deal. I know that I watched a couple of Chuck's video of No Time to Be Sad, and he did something. He's done it a few times, but he covers
Okay.
himself, takes screenshots
Thanks.
and
Thank you, guys.
prints something
Mark,
up so that he's got it. Because I'd be a little
Tony.
nervous for the even the hour drive. For the hour drive there, the 20 minutes it took me to do a check-in and drive back, I'd rather spend the 2.5 hours peace of mind. I know it's done. I've got it right in my book. They wrote the next date, and I'm done. But
Yeah. So that's what
with
we
the
do.
Yeah.
We make it a day out if we go that
yeah,
far.
that's a go lunch
I mean,
and yeah,
yeah, I mean,
yeah. You can make it, like I said, man.
Yeah, I know
Thailand's the
Chuck's
place to
mentioned
be.
doing it online, and a bunch of people have. And
Boom, boom, boom at the bank.
but at the end of the year, yeah.
Yeah,
it is what
the 90
it is.
days. And I think the
I'll
first
jump
90
through the
days,
hoops. I'll
I
jump
think the
through the hoops
first
to
90 day
go.
that you do, the first 90 day you have to do in person, I think. I don't know for sure. You'd want to check.
Oh, that's awesome, Tony. 10 minutes away. That's cool.
Yeah. And like I said, with them, if what my wife said was true,
Yeah.
that new administration building that's housing all of the government stuff there, if they have an immigration office
Mm.
in there, it'll be less than 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There. Let's see, Tom's there. That's a Thailand digital nomad.
Yeah.
Um, Les lives in Rayong also. Um, I don't know exactly where. How? I don't know where you're at. Rayong's kind of big, isn't it? You could be in
Yeah,
one
it
part.
is. We're sort of heading towards Klang. We're in between Ban Phe and Lee Mei Pim.
He's in Ba Chang, right? No, what is it called?
Ban Chang.
What's Bang Chang? That's where they.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah,
he
yeah.
is, I think.
That's towards the patio way. So Ban Chang from here is maybe is about 45 minutes to an hour away.
Yeah, and if you're not watching him, Tom, you should subscribe to subscribe to his site. He's got some good videos. You'll like it. He's a good dude. You'll like. That's the one that I said had the just bought the condo, and then he's got the 2 rai of land that he's going to build a house, and he's got the kid and his wife. Yeah, he's he can't be that far from you. Yeah, that's what I do too, Tony. I mean, it's like, well, you could have somebody do this and that. Now that we everything that we
Yeah,
know,
Tony.
it's a half a day trip, and that's because the immigration is an hour away from us, and it costs 1,900 baht, and I'm done, and it gives me something to do for the day because
Huh.
I'm retired. Hey, Alexander, I hear the bot might be in for a crash. Time to buy.
Oh, let's hope so.
Yeah.
I remember the
And,
days it was 65 baht to the pound. It
oh
was just
wow.
Been a long time for that one.
Hey William, I know you were here earlier. I didn't see you. How's it going? Stuck on your channel, Thailand Digital. What did he say? I missed it. Me turns. Oop, report. Yeah, I almost missed my 90-day report again. I put it in my phone this time, so my phone goes off a week before I need to go do it
Yeah,
because
I'll
my
put
mind doesn't work.
Thailand Digital Nomad and Les is retired, living the dream up again. In case
Cool,
anyone's
cool.
So are
and a
you
few
living
more.
in Italy now then, Mitch?
Yeah, that's the plan. It things have evolved quite a bit
Yeah.
actually, but that's the plan.
I like Italy.
Yeah,
I
I've
lived in
never been
Italy
there,
for 4 months. Beautiful place. That
but
was
I have
in my
family.
that was my traveling around the world. I lived in Italy for 3 months. I looked after a retired judge and a retired barrister's house. So they lived near Orvieto, a stunningly beautiful house in the middle of, well, near Florence. It was about an hour and a half away from Florence, but just stunningly beautiful. And my job there for 3 months was to look after their cat whilst they went back to Holland.
There's
And
nothing
it
wrong
was
with
just like,
that.
when I landed that job, it was just like, wow, it was just
That
like,
sounds awesome.
it was phenomenal. Free food, free accommodation for just looking after the cat for 3 months.
It's on my bucket list because that's where I am. I'm Italian, and my mom's says I have to go. I have to go. I have a lot of family there, and I have a lot of. I've said before on here, when my family left Italy, half of them came to New York or came to the United States, and half of them
Yeah.
went to Australia. So I've got a whole bunch of relatives in Australia also. So
Yeah.
she wants me. I want to go to Australia and Italy are two on my bucket list. Hopefully, I get to them.
Yeah. But that's the thing, bucket list. I mean, I'm fortunate. I could retire at 50 years old in the fire brigade because once I'd done 30 years, I could retire. So I could retire on my 50th birthday, and that's what I did. I retired on my 50th birthday. And many lads said, well, you're retiring too early. I said, how many people get the opportunity just to finish work at 50 years old? And I
And I
did.
think it's a perfect age because that's about when
Oh,
I
it is.
did. And
Yeah.
because, like I look at some people and they say, I don't know, we did this the other day. What was the average lifespan
Take
of a
care,
male?
Waza. Hey, Dave,
70
sorry to
or
interrupt. I've
something?
got a
Yeah.
dinner date.
Okay.
I've got to roll.
All right.
So I'll see everybody next time.
All right.
Okay, see you,
Thanks, Mitch.
Mitch.
Have a great rest of your week.
Yeah,
See
we'll
ya.
see you. The and shoot, what was I saying about? My mind went. What was
Travel
I?
bucket list, traveling around.
Oh, yeah, well, to those two. But I think I was going to say something else.
And
Ah, well,
retired.
doesn't
We're on
matter.
about retiring at
Oh,
50.
retirement because the what's the male lifespan? 68, 70, the average? I
Yeah,
mean, it's
70,
low.
70. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
if they want you to work to be 65, what are you going to do? Enjoy 5 years of your life? Forget it. Ain't worth it.
exactly.
50 years old, as far as I'm concerned, was perfect. I
Yeah,
did my time. I worked a lot. I worked hard, and now I'll have maybe I'll get 30 years of retirement if I live to be 80.
yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely, I think 50 is absolutely perfect. I wish I would have when I first retired. Um, I had a cousin that I was close to that was dying from ALS, and I went and took care of him for 2 years until
Mm,
he got so bad that I couldn't do it anymore. But that was my first 2 years of my retirement, which was fine. I got no regrets. But
yeah.
I still got to see I went to Costa Rica and spent 8 months in Costa Rica.
Mm,
I liked Costa Rica. It was okay. Nothing wrong. It's kind of exact same climate as here. It's just on the other side of the world.
yeah,
Almost exactly the same distance from the equator. 12 hours of sunlight, 12 hours a night. Um, Same temperatures, 90 to 100, 70%
yeah.
humidity. Had a rainy season and a dry season. Same type thing. But I like Thailand so much better. The people, the people were nice there too, but
Yeah.
you know, took me a couple of years to get used to retirement. Always waking up early. Yeah, I think Tony, the biggest thing for me was waking up in the morning and going, okay, should I get up or should I go back to sleep? And that was my biggest decision I had to make when I first retired. And
Yeah.
usually I'd like to get up. I still get up early. This morning I get up at 5, right around 5 o'clock, 10 to 5 or something. But I like that. I like to watch the sun come up and have my cup of coffee, and I'm in bed by 8, 9 o'clock. I'm asleep. There's not much. It's not like I got to go out to the bars or something. So we go if we're going to go out, we'll go out to dinner and have something, and then come back. I don't know. I think my Thai wife would just prefer to her and her family if they could go out for barbecue every night. They'd be the happiest people in Thailand. They love
Mm.
that freaking barbecue.
Oh,
And the
that's
kids,
what we had yesterday. That just we bought one of the electric barbecues.
that's what she has here too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just so much simpler than the charcoal one.
And the biggest thing that they want is it's got the little reservoir in the water and all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah, in the
same
middle
probably
there.
the same one you've gotten. I think they bought it at Macro, and
Yeah,
yeah, and Macro they usually get the biggest thing they get. They love bacon.
yeah,
They
bacon.
yeah they love the bacon, man. They got bacon and shrimp and this and that, and they have a good time with it. And it's so easy. And plus, I've never seen. I thought I could sit down and eat some food. Not even close to any of the Thai ladies I've met.
Oh, they're
I
just
mean,
grazers. They just graze
oh,
all day.
the 18-year-old daughter. We went. I took her to the steak place. I don't know if you ever seen my videos. I did 2 or 3 of the same steak place. I could eat a Thai steak for what was it, 70 baht, 80 baht,
Oh,
and a
okay.
pork steak was 60 baht. That was pork, French fries, a little salad, whole thing,
Mm.
right? She ate 3 of them,
Yeah,
3 of them, and she's this big around. That's the one that does the also on my channel does the traditional Thai dance,
yeah,
and yeah, and just constant, and then all the vloggers I see, that Cherie and all them. That's all they do is eat in their videos. They go from this place to that place. Oh, they're eating their ice cream. They're this or that. I'm going, man, but they do like the barbecue. I took them to a nice one in Krabi. I think it was expensive, 600-700 baht each or
oh
something.
wow, that's
Yeah, and
expensive.
then yeah, and then I went to one seafood buffet for the youngest birthday. We were in Bangkok watching them. She had a dance, and we all went out into one of the hotels there. Had I think it was 499 or 500 each, but the buffet was phenomenal. I mean,
Mm,
the seafood was great. But
yeah,
yeah, I do like. But now I'm kind of Man, I love to eat, but I look back on it and I go, okay, I had basically 60 plus years of eating junk, Jack in the
Yeah.
Box, Taco Bell, McDonald's. Now I'm just going to have to, take my twilight years and cut out the
Yeah.
sodium and eat correctly. But
But that's it. I mean, we were all conditioning to eating crap food in England. We're a takeaway society because we don't have time to cook. We don't.
that's it. That
Two
was
people
me
have
when
to
even
work
when
to
I was
eat.
married. Because I did air conditioning for 30 years, 28 years. And in the beginning, I did service. And I mean, I never carried much money on me. And back then, I don't even know if I had a freaking card. It was before bank cards, I think. I'm talking about
Yeah,
ATM cards.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But so, oh shit, what do I got in my pocket? Oh, I got $2.50. Well, hell, that'll buy you two hamburgers, French fries, and a Coke at McDonald's easily. You know, so and it only takes 5 minutes. I can swing in there and swing out and be done with
Mm.
it. What part of where? Oh, do you live in? Storekeeper wants to know north or south of town center, where the tourist business drops off to those going to the island. Does that
Yeah,
make sense to you?
we live north of that towards. We're in between Banpei and Lee Pim, so we're about 15 kilometers outside of Banpei. Chak Pong
Oh,
is where we live.
that should answer it for you, Storekeeper. I don't know because I'm Andy's here. We're a bad badger. Mark, I was getting CNN, so I cut off my. Yeah, feeling normal. Still only got one head.
But as
I
far
was
as living
feeling.
costs here is concerned, I moved to Banpei to open up a coffee shop. This was maybe 8 years or so ago now. And we bought a coffee shop business right opposite the ferries in Banpei. Um, and our accommodation was 3,000 baht a month to live in a shop house. So we ran the coffee shop downstairs and lived up above it.
For
So
3,000.
for 3,000 baht a month. Okay, we spent a little bit of money renovating the apartment, but it was a one bedroom, separate living room, little kitchen apartment. It was
Nothing wrong
lovely.
with that. Yeah, nothing wrong with
And
that.
for 3,000 baht a month, it's you can have some really cheap living here.
William
My
sounds
friend,
like a William sounds like a saint. He said, "When I lived in the UK, I always ate good homemade food, rarely carry out, and never fast food. Poison." I wish I could say that. Gator, Jack
yeah,
in the Box. You know
yeah,
what I did with Jack in the Box? I'll tell you. When I was younger, that was my favorite food. I could drink their secret sauce right out of the container. And I would get a couple of hamburgers just smothered in the stuff. And I'd wake up after a drunken night with half eaten Jack in the Box on my chest. And then all of a sudden, I didn't go to it too much and got a long time ago. I went to a Jack in the Box and I said, "Okay, I'd like two hamburgers with extra, extra, extra secret sauce." Oh, we don't have secret sauce anymore. I said, you're bullshitting me, right? You're just trying to
mm,
screw with me. No, no,
yeah,
we don't have. I said Jack in the Box was based on their secret sauce. That was their
yeah,
whole business was their secret sauce. I actually got on the computer and wrote to their headquarters of Jack in the Box and said, "You've got to be kidding me! How could blah, blah?" And they finally bring it back in packets first, and now they've actually. Well, I haven't been there in a long time, 2 years now, but they have the containers of it too to put on it. But yeah, I called them up and read them the riot act, saying I can't believe you discontinued your icon
mm,
signature sauces, and I think because they thought they were going to be, I don't know, the fine dining restaurant. What the hell
mm,
did they have in mind? It's Jack in the Box. You're right next to McDonald's. But it was my food of choice when I was a kid. Probably why I weighed 280 pounds. But let's see, what am I missing? Andy, breaking news: Aussie government says we can get our my government number tattooed on our wrist and save the phone everywhere. Andy, you're sick. Let's see. I didn't miss anything. Okay. Well, Jack in the Box. Sourdough burger. It's been 25 years. Yeah, I don't know. There was one right by my house. They built a Jack in the Box a stone throw from my mom's house when I was growing up. There was within my mom's house on four corners, and this was years ago. There was a Pup and Taco. I don't know if you remember that. It's kind of they had hot dogs and tacos, obviously. A Jack in the Box and a Mexican fast food restaurant on one corner. And they wonder why everybody in the United States is overweight. Very cheap beach property for sale near less 1.1 meter for a 1.1 million for a beach view condo.
Yeah,
That's not the same. That's by you,
yeah,
Les.
there's some condos very, very cheap on Melonpun Beach. My friend's selling his bookshop, and
I saw the video on that.
Yeah, I put a video on that, and it's idyllic if you like living right opposite the sea. Beautiful.
Right.
But again, the tourists have gone. But he's run the business now for 15 years, and he just wants to have a change. He wants to go traveling around now. But there was a guy from Hawaii who was going to move over to there. He'd looked to the shop, and that was 6,000 baht a month to live in the apartment above the shop again. So very cheap living, and the bookshop makes enough money to pay for your living accommodation and your food. So
can't beat that. Somebody that wants to do it. Now,
but the guy backed out from Hawaii because he was scared of running the bookshop without having the official work permit, even though Steve's done it now for 15 years, and he doesn't get bothered by it because he makes such a little amount of money. Nobody bothers him. So
right.
But I understand anybody who wants to start up a business in Thailand, you supposedly do it right, and the worry was that he was going to get deported for running a bookshop. But like everything else, there's ways and means around everything here in Thailand.
Yes, that's for sure. Let's see. You can change your lifestyle different depending on what you want. I almost died in Benjamin from food poisoning. Had a morphine drip for a week, Craig said.
Yeah, bad you change your lifestyle. Yeah, I used to run a course on that when I worked for the Prince's Trust in the UK. And I had the students who had no education or little poor education, and I used to have them on my course for 12 weeks, and I opened their eyes as to how you can change your life, and you don't need a lot of money, how you can travel the world for next to nothing. And, just join the Merchant Navy. That goes all over the world.
Well, yeah, sure.
People who wanted to start a gardening business, no skills, qualifications, or education. And they said, no, you need vehicles. No, you don't. You just need to be good on the phones. So there's many ways people can change their lives. And
and coming here, yeah, and like I said, it's nice to be able to retire. Some people just can't. They can't do it. I mean, at that young age. But there are, like you said, there's a lot of different options. There's a lot of other ways to make money. Internet being one of them, and depending on what you got. But like in the United States, I don't know what it's like in the UK. Les, you could probably tell me, but you've got to be 62 to take a reduced rate Social Security, and I think either 65 or 67 to get your full benefits out of it. So if the normal male lifespan is 70, and you can retire at 67, you got 3 good years.
Yeah.
I just couldn't see that.
At 50 because I just want to live. I love traveling, and
Yeah, I'm a believer in that.
I'm very fortunate. I joined the fire brigade at the right time, and I could retire at 50. But at 19 years old, I remember the interviewing officer said to me, "You work 2 days, 2 nights, 4 days off every week. You can retire at 50." He said, "Who doesn't want to be a fireman?" And at 19-year-old, a 50-year-old is a long, long way away.
They kind of screwed me in the Operating Engineers Union. When I joined it, I was in air conditioning, and then I did that as kind of like a retirement job till I really wanted to retire. And that's the one that I actually get the pension from the end of this year. I was with them 7 years, 8 years, but they kind of screwed up everything for me because when I first signed on with them, retirement was 55.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the government said, "Oh, you don't have enough money in your retirement account," and blah blah blah. So they said, "Oh, well, we have to change it. We'll probably change it back, but we're going to raise it to 65." So they went from
Mm.
55 to 65, and that just kind of blew some of the stuff. So I just made different arrangements. Said, "Okay, what do I need to retire at 50? I need to do this, 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 and this," and I just made that happen. So
I
it
mean,
all worked out.
when I was 42, I went back to college to get my qualifications to be an electrician. So I got my City and Guilds to be an electrician, and I opened my own electrical business because I knew when I retired at 50, I was still too young to actually properly retire, and I still wanted something to do. And
Right.
being an electrician, I've worked all over the world being an electrician. I still do electrical work over here for various people. But I remember working for a guy in Southampton who had 50 units or 50 houses for university students. And I used to go around maintaining these houses. And I always asked them, "Have you got a job once you finish university?" And I've got to say 80% of them says no. So the highly qualified, highly educated people with no jobs, all chasing the business for working in the offices. Get a
I
trade.
got
If you've got a trade, you'll never ever be out of work ever.
That's why I told him I got my brother started in air conditioning,
Yeah,
HVAC, and when I was young, I had the opportunity to go for big money, 100,000 when I was 19 or 20, not 20, I guess I was 20, 21, to go to Saudi Arabia, and they would give same type thing. You'd work for, I forget what it was. You'd work for 3 weeks with 1 day off each week, and then the fourth week they would fly me anywhere I wanted to go in the world. If I wanted
yeah,
to take that week off in Hawaii, they'd fly me to Hawaii, whatever. And then I found out, oh, you can't drink alcohol and you can't touch their women. I said, oh, not a place for me. That ain't going to happen. So I didn't do that. And I also got offered a job on a cruise ship, which would have been an interesting job
yeah, yeah,
for quite a bit of
yeah,
money. But that's what I always said too, because I said the whole world could go completely to crap, and everybody's going to at least need to keep from freezing and keep
yeah,
their food from spoiling. So
yeah.
I will always have work no matter where I
It's an
go.
evergreen
But
business. You'd never be
yeah,
out of business doing that.
no, never. And I know even right now at 65 years old, if something happened and I lost every bit of my money, I could go to work tomorrow. Maybe I'd have to go back to the United States.
Yeah,
These people that go, oh, I can't find a job and I can't do this and I can't
yeah,
do that. Bullshit. I can go, he drop me off on a corner with just my clothes, give me $100, and I guarantee you within 2 months, I'll have a place of my own, a vehicle, and money in the bank, you know.
yeah.
And the people that don't want to, and I don't care if I had to start out flipping hamburgers at McDonald's for nothing. But people
Yeah.
don't, oh, I don't want to work for that. Hell, the
Oh,
government will give me three quarters of that, and I don't have to do nothing. So I don't
everybody
know. That's
called me
all.
a fool. Everybody called me a fool back in the UK when I worked for 2 years getting me electrical qualifications. I used to work 2 days a week for free to gain the industrial knowledge. A friend of mine was the foreman electrician at a big factory. So he got me in there to do me, so I could get me projects. And I worked for free, but that paid dividends once I set my own electrical business up because I had all my qualifications.
Yeah,
So sometimes in life, you've got to give something to get something back.
right. Hey, Tyron, how you doing? Everybody's talking amongst themselves, I think. We're having a good conversation, but I think they're talking about being young. I know Tony's young, and I did talk to, just so you know, Tony, um, I know that after Joe gets done with his house, he wants to schedule some kind of a scooter trip. So I'll keep you advised on what and when that'll happen. He's going to get side bags, a top box, and a bunch of stuff put on his. He showed me a picture of his friend's Forza. I already ordered the stuff for mine. Should be coming this week, actually. Back box, rack, front and rear camera. And what I like about the camera system that I got is it runs a 256 gig SD card, and I can use it on YouTube. I could drive wherever I want to, pull the
Mm.
SD card out, put it in my computer, and edit whatever footage of traveling across wherever I'm going. So which will be nice. And then a couple other things I want to do. I'm putting some bars across to mount stuff, phone, cup holder. I'm going to be real. I want to I want to be able to drink my water as I'm going down the road. Like I said, that 354s is a beast. It's absolutely perfect. I've been driving Harleys since I was 15 and a half years old, and I loved them to death. But give me a twist and go right now, and I'm
Oh,
happy.
they're brilliant. The twists and goes are brilliant. I
And
love
it's got
mine.
plenty. That 350 cc motor is
Yeah,
just. I don't need to go any faster than 100 kilometers, and that thing will cruise at 120, 130 all day long. And
yeah.
usually I stay between 90 and 100, the speed limit. Again,
But
what am I?
did you
Am
also,
I in a rush? To get
you all,
somewhere?
do you also know you can't go on the toll roads with your Forza? No
No, I
motorbikes are
did.
allowed on the
No, I
toll
didn't
road
know that.
at all.
No, I didn't know that. But that they're mostly in Bangkok and stuff, right? And stuff, big
All over the
cities.
place, really. It's as if it's a toll road, you're not allowed to go on a motorbike.
Yeah. Of course, I
So,
guess you don't really need to go on one on a motorbike because you can shoot
oh yeah,
shoot traffic.
yeah, the other rides, the other roads are much probably safer
I,
than the
I'm
toll
not
road.
looking forward to driving in Bangkok or Pattaya. I have no, don't want to, wouldn't want to, but I am looking forward to doing a couple of trips with everybody. I got um, four or five, six, seven guys or so that want to get together and
Yeah,
do trips
yeah.
or
We,
that
we,
are
we used
getting
to
together.
we used to do that here. We had a monthly bike club, and we just drove around various places and had lunch and then coffees, and that was brilliant. But that sort of died the death once the COVID came in. Everybody just stopped
Yeah,
going.
that's what I figure. Most of this stuff isn't going to take until afterwards. Let's see. Tony says no toll roads, and actually, it's illegal to ride in the outside lane in Thailand. Really, I do that all the
Yeah,
time. I love Thailand. It's 350. Yeah, it's a twist and go automatic, no shifting. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy fat old man that just wants to twist that thing and go. But I do love my two wheels, man. My wife didn't want me to get the Forza. She said, you know, you're going to kill. I said, if my quality of life is going to be that I'm going to be trapped in this home and I can't ride a motorcycle of some
mm,
sort, my quality of life's going to suck. I don't want to live like that. Who's
yeah.
asking me? Somebody asked me what 350 automatic, bad badger, Thailand, big L. Yes, I don't know what that was too, Joe. I missed it. I'm planning. Oh, up, Joe, and I have my second jab. Okay, cool. Yeah, anybody that wants to ride, let me know. I'm definitely. What kind of bike do you have? At home, I have. Well, I actually gave it to my son. I have a 2008 Dyna that I bought brand new, and I have a Triumph 995i Tiger, and I have a 350 Honda that's just needs to be restored. It's a 1969, no, 1970, and that's about it. That's all I've got left. I did have a full dresser. I sold that. Um, that's about it. So, I gave the bike to my son to sell and do whatever he wanted to. And my wife's going to be dead 3 years come September, and we gave it to him a year and a half before she passed, and that bike is still sitting at my house in Central California. He still hasn't come and got it. So, but he will sooner or later. And now the person that I'm selling the house to is my nephew, which worked out perfect because I built a 30 by 60 by 18-foot eve metal building on there. There's two houses, 5 acres, and he's going to keep all my stuff. I don't have to move anything. I don't have to do anything. He'll put
Mm.
everything away and hold it for me. So it worked out good. Hopefully that'll close this week, I think. That would be nice. Then I'll just probably put money into the house, which my wife will be extremely happy about, I'm sure. Let's see. I put my road trip up to 4 times, but now I've got jabbed. Yeah, and that's my problem is I'm not jabbed, and from what they're telling me, I'm not going to be until October, which is killing me. That's why I asked my doctor yesterday. I said, "Can't you find me the Moderna 5,000 a shot? I'm willing to pay right now if you'll get it for me." He just kind of looked at me, 5,000. I said 10,000 if I have to. I just want to be able to travel. My wife said that we can travel around, but if we both go somewhere that's a higher zone or something, when she comes back, she doesn't have to do anything, but I would have to self quarantine for 14 days. So I got to figure it out. They don't want me to take the AstraZeneca. My wife said no. I want you to take the Moderna, and I have no idea that we can leave from your place and go to Cambodia. Yeah, I'm game, Joe. Anytime you're ready, let me know.
A
I'm
good
game for anything.
motorcycle route, Dave, is from Chiang Mai to Pai. It's a fantastic. When I moved up to Chiang Mai for a month, I rented a motorbike and travelled from Chiang Mai to Pai. It's 760 bends, I think there is, and
Oh,
it's a
really?
fantastic motorcycle route.
I've never
It's
been
it's
to Chiang Mai either, or
it's
Chiang
a
Rai.
dream. It's a dream to drive. It really is beautiful.
Huh. I will definitely take a look at that. I still have the Asia Air Pass. I paid 3,500 baht for me and my wife. We used it once to go to Bangkok, so it basically paid for itself. I don't know if you know. Do you know what that is? That Asia Air?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
only pay
yeah,
tax. Only pay tax. I had it last year also,
yeah.
but I'm hoping that this gets over and I can travel and at least get. It's good until the second week of December, I think, and then it's over. But it was kind of cool the year before. I went to where did I go? Chupan. I went to Hue Hin. Uh, I went 4 or 5 different places. It was great, and it was cheaper, the first one. But
Yeah. Well,
still, like I said, I think we both went to Bangkok round trip, and it cost what was it? 800? No, yeah, I think 700, 600 baht total for both of us. That was the
yeah.
taxes. And the hard part was going away for 2 or 3 days and being able to just meet their what is it 7 kilo carry on.
Oh,
Um,
the baggage allowance.
yeah, otherwise they kind of sting you on the baggage. But for me, it was easy. I got a GoPro and a couple things, 2, 3 shirts, two pairs of pants. I can go away for 2, 3 days, no problem.
Aye.
I don't think orange juice is supposed to be that color. Is it that color in the UK? It's not that color in the United States.
It's with all
But
the additives and the
stuff
colorings
they
to
put in
make
it.
it look like orange. Yeah.
Craig says a chemical factory just blew up in Bangkok today. Massive destruction. My sister in law had all her windows blown out of the house and the
Wow.
neighbors as well. She's almost 2K away from the blast. Wow. When just now or this morning, obviously. Wow.
Mm.
And see like big bike. Rent bike in Chiang Mai from Tony's Big. I've heard of that rental
That's what
place.
we do. We drive most places in the car, then we rent a scooter or a motorbike.
Well,
And
that's what the wife's got a Snoopy, and I have that Wave. I don't know if you've seen. She had an old Wave, a 100S, carbureted, and that was her first scooter. And I sent it off to her brother and had him completely redo it. All new plastics, new chain, rims,
yeah.
tires, motor. The whole thing. Rebuild the motor, the whole deal. And I still have that. And that because that's what I usually do. We drive someplace and I just rent a scooter for the whole time we're there.
Mm.
But she said, well, if we're going to go, we take the truck. Like when we go to Ko Chang,
Yeah.
we've been there 2 or 3 times. We really like it there. And she said we could just throw the Snoopy or the Wave right in the back of the truck
Mm.
and drive and just take it out and drive where we want. I said, that's true. I didn't
Yeah.
really think about it. But me, I'm
Yeah.
lazy. I don't want to load and unload shit when I could pay, what is it, 200 baht for a day
200
or
baht a
three.
day. Yeah.
It's like, why bother, dragging something all the way there that could break? If
Yeah.
something breaks there, I just call them up and say, bring me another scooter or come here and
Yeah.
fix it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I
yeah,
think for
so
the price, it's
it's not
easier
worth
just
it. Yeah, it is. It is. I agree.
I mean,
Wow,
Ko Chang's
vaccination.
about 3 hours away from where we live, but we've been there many times. It's lovely.
Wow, evacuation orders now for everyone in a 5K radius. Wow. I wonder what it
Wow.
was. Chemical factory. Oh, shit. God knows what could be floating in the air. Wow, that sucks. What is this? Gotta love Thailand. Looks like tangerine juice. Yeah, Tyrone. It's about what it looks like. You're right. Um, Definitely not like Florida, fresh squeezed orange juice. I mean,
Mm.
that's one thing in the United States that it hasn't been good in Thailand. It wasn't good in Costa Rica. Nothing even came to close. I don't know what it's like. UK probably has good orange juice, I'm sure. So does probably Australia. But yeah, nothing comes even close to the orange juice I get at home. The eggs are different too. Do they treat in the UK? Do you put your eggs in the refrigerator?
I don't like eggs, so I don't really eat eggs. So
So we've been
um,
putting eggs in the refrigerator ever since I can remember. In fact, the
yeah.
refrigerators come with the frickin' egg slot in the
Eggs,
door.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My,
Yeah,
my wife's put my wife puts the eggs in the fridge here.
well, good for her. Yeah, because I just don't like the idea of getting a rotten egg. And in Costa Rica, it was the same way. Just piles of egg just sitting on the, in the store, just piled on the floor. And yeah, they do it here. They still won't. That's why I'm going to give them a Thai refrigerator. I'm going to have a big ass American refrigerator in my kitchen, a big cooktop, gas, and then I can cook in my. I like to cook. I love to cook. That's what I started out as. My family owned Italian restaurants and stuff, so I really do enjoy cooking. But they just do things a little bit weird for me. They save everything. And if that means, oh, well, I'll open up the microwave and there'll be half eaten fish and all sorts of crap in there. And I'm going, what is this? This isn't a storage unit. They don't know. And plus, they don't know what the hell I'm saying anyway, especially my mother in law. She'll just look at me, what? She don't know. But so she'll have, that's why I want to set up she'll have a nice Thai kitchen. I mean, a state of the art, very nice place for her to cook. And then I'll have mine to where I can
But
do my.
sometimes you can do what you think they want, and they want totally different.
Yes, yes. So that's why when I told my wife, "Do you and your mother design what you want in the Thai kitchen?" I'm giving her mom and dad a room in the house. I got 4 bedrooms there. 2 upstairs are going to be the kids. Our big one is downstairs, and there's a good sized spare bedroom there. And she said, "I want my mom and dad to live." I said, "I don't care. Your mom and dad's here every day anyway. Doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference to me. I don't care. They don't bother me at all. In fact, I like having them around. But the uh, that oh, we can pick out our own color. We can pick out what tile we want. You'd think you'd given them a $1 million grant to spend what you want. We don't need
Yeah.
air conditioner. We don't have to put an air conditioner. Yes, you're getting air conditioning. If you don't use it, you don't use it. But there's going to, in case somebody comes and wants to stay in there. I ain't gonna have them stay in a room that doesn't have air conditioning.
Yeah,
But
the wife
all
and
right,
mother, every time we go there, they cook everything on the little barbecue with the wok.
yeah.
You know, it's just simple to cook, and that's what they use, and it's
Let's see. Brock says, and that's in Australia, right, Brock? Eggs in the fridge here, they last longer. They will keep for a long time. Outside for a good while, but yeah, exactly. I don't know. I eat a lot of eggs. So in fact, you being on keto, I figured you'd be eating eggs
no,
left and right.
no, I
You
don't
don't
like
like
eggs.
eggs?
I mix them if they're hidden in other things, but, but to eat them, no, no,
Oh,
I'm not an
nothing.
egg
Give
fan.
me a couple of fried eggs, a ham steak, and some hash browns and
I love the
over
smell
easy
of fried,
eggs.
but I've tasted it, and it's no, no, not at all.
I like hard boiled eggs too. That's an easy something to eat. Boom, 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 and you get a
Oh,
good dose of protein and it's good. Let's see, Taiwan, yes, one in Vietnam. No more churn, definitely more crunchy. Okay, what did I miss that again? Second floor, I like mine 17 days. The beak isn't so. I just watched what do they call them? Belugas? Beluga, is that what they call the? I watched uh, what is the one? God, Survivor, and I'm watching them all over again. And the one that they're on, they call them their delicacies in one of the countries they're in, and they call it beluga or something. It's a 14-day embryo,
Oh, I
and
don't know.
they eat it. Yeah, that's why when he said with the beak isn't so hard. But yeah, they eat them. Though they were supposed to be gross, they weren't. Yeah, balut. That's right. You're right, Tyron. Balut. Uh, and Gator had it right. Okay, okay. I can't pronounce or spell. We've got that now. All right. It's been 2 hours. I think I've had enough. I'm going to go over to the house and maybe get some video. And thanks, Les. I really appreciate you coming on.
I'm glad we actually got to
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. Well, now we know it'll work anytime that you want to and want to jump on or got something to say. Come on over, and
Yeah, no
I got
problem.
no problems at all.
Thanks very much for the
All
invite.
right.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Oh, in the Philippines. Okay. All right, Gator, Craig, everybody who here, Andy, Bad Badger. Still got quite a few people in here, 20 anyway. Rang Sant, everybody, you guys have a good day, and we'll catch